Continuing coverage of Ball State fall football training camp, we are joined by the Cardinals wide receiver Riley Miller. Does the name the GOAT make you uncomfortable at all, or how has that settled in as your career has progressed?
I'm not uncomfortable with it. I know very well I'm not the greatest receiver of all time, because that's what that stands for. But I mean, it's kind of just a fun nickname, just kind of joking around with, and then somehow it caught for everyone. So it's just kind of a joking nickname that I've kind of grown to be comfortable with, I guess.
Awkward question to pose to you. It's easy to ask to other guys, but why do you think they call you that?
I don't know. It all started with Coach Jackson, who was the previous defensive backs coach. I guess just because he always said, just because when he's covered, he's still open. Just because I take pride in catching the ball whenever it comes my way.
Let's talk that a little bit. Break that down for me, and I guess talk as nerdy to me as you can here. How do you go about making some of the catches that you make, and when you're covered, how are you still open?
All right, so basically it's all focusing on the ball. A lot of times, especially if you're over the middle, you can't worry about taking a hit, or you can't worry about all the defense. You just have to focus on the ball. And then after that, a lot of it is reaching out with your hands and catching it with your hands, just so the defense can't get their hands in kind of your pocket or your body to deflect it. And then last and probably the most important one is kind of bringing it back into your body so they can't rip it away, because a lot of times when the ball is out here, you're still vulnerable. So once it's on your body, it's more secure. If I catch it or I drop it, I'm still going to get hit. So I might as well catch it, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't say I have nerves of steel like I'm some invincible superhero. But I guess just kind of the knowledge of, hey, I'm going to get hit either way, I might as well catch it.
What's your vert?
My highest one's probably like 34 ever.
I guess, do you see yourself, though, as a guy who has the ability to go, hey, win a ball, go high point a ball, jump? Does that come back to kind of basketball ability, too?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely plays a part in it, but a lot of it is just timing your jump up and timing your hands up, because a lot of times the defensive back is playing you. So if your hands go up early or you go up early, they're going to go up as well. If they have a higher vert than you, they're going to win. But if you can wait to the last point and then jump and get the ball at the right moment, at the right time, maybe they won't see that as soon, and you can beat them kind of to the ball rather than it being a fair game. So it's kind of like starting a race, but I get to say go. Because if I get to say go and you don't, I mean, that's a little bit of an unfair advantage, you know what I mean?
I know your dad's got a little bit of swagger to him as well when it comes to athletics. I've asked you before who the better Miller would be in Ball State athletics history. But at this point now, you come back, you're entering the year as the leading returning wide receiver in the MAC. So pre-senior season, what would Greg Miller say if I were to ask him who the better Miller is at this juncture?
He would say me just being a nice dad and being a nice person. But I would say him because he is in the Ball State Hall of Fame still, and I still have some work to do. So I would still say him, just because that team was very special, and they got together this summer, and I mean I just love hearing all their stories and about kind of how their team kind of was joined together, and just kind of the people that coming in, people going out, and all the relationships they built, especially with that Sweet 16 run. Just all the stories they have behind it. I mean, it's pretty special. So I would still say him. He'd probably say me, just being a nice dad and loving dad. But, I mean, it's probably divided there.
Thanks, Riley. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Joel.